I pledge.
Pledge to take the 20-gallon challenge. It's easy and simple. Turn your sprinklers on and check for leaks once a month.
I pledge.
Use 3 inches of mulch throughout your garden.
I pledge.
Use online tools to adjust your watering schedule.
I pledge.
Install a rain sensor and it will automatically shut off your sprinklers when it is raining.
I pledge.
Save water now. Take the 20-gallon challenge at sbwater.org.
April 1st is Census Day. Help us complete the count in Santa Barbara County.
In March, you'll receive a census form in the mail.
Complete the form by including everyone living at your address and mail it back.
Filling out your census form is simple and fast.
10 questions, 10 minutes.
It's easy, it's important, it's confidential.
Make yourself count.
The census. It's in our hands, Santa Barbara County.
Hi, I'm Dominique Blocker with City TV. Welcome to Inside Santa Barbara, the city's only news magazine show. We bring you up to date on the city's most significant issues, projects, and events. Well, these days it seems like everyone is trying to cut costs. But for the city of Santa Barbara, saving money by being energy efficient has been a goal for some time now. One that is having big payoffs, both financially and environmentally. If, as Ben Franklin said, a penny saved is a penny earned, then especially in these economic times, every penny counts. Thanks to multiple energy efficiency projects on city buildings, the city of Santa Barbara's energy bills are being drastically reduced.
Energy efficiency really is one of the keystones of saving money and, saving the environment too.
That means these energy efficiency upgrades fit perfectly with the city's goals. Recently renovated buildings like 630 Garden Street underwent multiple changes with major results.
It enabled us to go in and to really create a high efficiency building, and we focused on a lot of different things, one of the things being energy efficiency. And we replaced lighting systems with more efficient systems. We replaced most of the air conditioning systems that needed to be replaced anyway, and we replaced them with systems that were more efficient to provide on-demand ventilation systems that bring in outside air when it's needed, and it senses the amount of CO2 that's inside of the building. It provides better filtration. And then we looked at a lot of other things like water conservation, our waste stream and recycling. We looked at alternative transportation for people in the building.
With so many improvements, it may not come as a surprise that the city is saving money on energy costs. However, just how much savings might. In the last 12 months, the city has completed energy conservation projects that save $160,000 a year.
When you look at the payback, the energy efficiency that's involved over the life cycle of that building, it's definitely worth doing. In our building at 630 Garden Street, we can offset the cost it took us to certify that building just in energy savings alone in 3 years. So, we consider these things an investment for the city, and it results in energy savings in the long run.
It's an investment that is being realized in other city buildings as well. Throughout the city, in buildings like Fire Station 1 and the airport's new quick turnaround station, there is a focus on maximizing efficiency, which leads to reduced operating costs and environmental impacts. The new airport rental car facility has storage for more than 300 vehicles, car wash bays, and a fueling operation. The facility boasts a 159-kilowatt solar system that generates more than 75% of the facility's energy needs. The combination of its efficiency features and renewable energy generation results in a 97% savings in energy costs compared to traditional construction. With such an impressive resume, it's no wonder that the Quick Turnaround facility received LEED Gold certification, the first newly constructed city facility to do so. And the airport facility isn't the only city structure to receive LEED certification. 630 Garden Street recently received Platinum certification for an existing building, and Fire Station 1 is in the process of getting certified at the Silver level.
LEED means leadership in energy and environmental design, and I think for the city it's really about leadership. I think it starts with our elected officials and really the people of Santa Barbara. You know, I think that they have an expectation that we need to perform well, and we need to do things that make a lot of sense, and we need to be sensitive to things like environmental issues too.
By investing in energy efficiency now, the city will save taxpayer dollars for years to come. To get a better picture of the impact energy efficiency upgrades can have, here are some numbers to shed some light on the subject. The city owns and operates over 100 buildings throughout Santa Barbara. It spends over $4 million per year on utilities. And in the last year, the city has received $175,000 in incentives for energy-efficient projects from Southern California Edison. In spite of these statistics, one still might question spending money on any improvements in this economy. But thanks to a stimulus grant from the federal government, many upgrades won't cost the city a dime.
Yeah, this is part of the American Recovery and Reinvestment Act, and we received from the Department of Energy $868,000, and $818,000 of it we're going to be using to retrofit new air conditioning systems into our existing buildings and installing electronic control systems that will maximize the efficiency of the air conditioning systems that we have. And we're also going to be retrofitting and improving some sports lighting around town at Pershing Park and Cabrillo Ball Field and Dwight Murphy Field.
Besides securing grants, the city is continually looking for ways to leverage the dollars it has. For example, the city's parking operation participated in a Southern California Edison program that allowed them to upgrade all of the lighting in city garages without spending any money on materials.
One of the biggest energy costs in the downtown parking program is electricity, and electricity goes towards lighting the garages and surface lots. And we have 5 garages. They all average between 200 to 400 fixtures, and the energy costs were substantial.
The systems that we put in were T8 fluorescent lighting, and we were able to improve the light quality and significantly cut the amount of energy that we use, which results in savings, of course, and it doesn't take nearly as much maintenance time and money. So I think Victor's pretty happy.
Residents will most likely be happy with the change as well.
It turns out the fluorescent lighting gives us more of a natural, kind of a daylight type of effect. And the first response we started getting from the customers parking in the lots was, oh my God, it's lighter. I can see my car more readily. The older lighting, especially the high pressure sodium lighting, was not a natural light, and so sometimes the colors of the cars changed in the garages, and it was hard sometimes to find your car. And also, just the overall level of lighting went up. It just seemed brighter.
Brighter for downtown parking's bank account as well, because the new lighting reduces energy costs by nearly half. That adds up to an annual savings of over $87,000. A savings that ultimately makes its way back to the community. Living in Santa Barbara, you've most likely parked in one of the city's garages, and chances are you haven't noticed anything different. That's because energy efficiency changes are some of the least invasive changes you can make to save money and help the environment. The city has long strived to lead by example in all things green, and these energy efficiency upgrades are a perfect case in point. Many of the changes made in city buildings can be done in your home or business. Even making one small change can add up to big savings. And similar to the city, you can find programs to help you make those changes.
There's a lot of opportunities that are coming. There's investment tax credits that are available from the federal government for energy efficiency, putting in new refrigerators or other appliances in your home. doing weatherization upgrades or putting in insulation. There's also a program that will be coming out from the California Public Utilities Commission that'll be available through your local utility called a whole house retrofit, where they'll provide much of the financing for these kinds of retrofits. There's just a lot of new technologies that'll be coming through in lighting, so you want to be aware of those things. So these are exciting times for people who want to save money by saving energy.
For more information about the city's efficiency efforts, visit santabarbaraca.gov and click on the Sustainable Santa Barbara quick link. Public art helps add to the unique look and feel of Santa Barbara, and now there are new pieces to add to that culture. Recently, sculptures were unveiled right in the heart of downtown.
Ready? 1, 2, 3.
All right!
Today we're having a ribbon cutting for the Jardín de las Granadas, and it's for the second show, and it's an exhibition of stainless steel kinetic sculpture created by Ken Bortolazzo. And the Jardín de las Granadas is a project of the Redevelopment Agency, and really it happens through the cooperation of lots of agencies, the Downtown Organization and the Santa Barbara County Arts Commission. So it takes a village to put art up in Santa Barbara.
This, as you may remember, used to be a parking lot. And as we've had various changes, I think it's really important that if you think about what this part of Santa Barbara, this upper part of the Cultural Arts District looked like 10 years ago and what it looks like now, we're really realizing that vision of a very dense, lively cultural arts district. So we're very excited, and I think this is a fabulous component of that.
I mean, you know the song, they paved paradise and put up a parking lot. We did the opposite, didn't we? And it's what a great, between the affordable housing and the park space in the cultural district. But for me, the public art is really the creme de la creme of the whole project here. And we're so proud to have such a vibrant public art program in the city of Santa Barbara, and really to showcase local artists as much as we can, and so happy to have Ken Bortolazzo be showcased here.
It's great that the city has made this space available for artists to show work, and it's nice to be able to show contemporary work in Santa Barbara.
These shows that you've seen so far, there have been 2. Aris Demetrius was the debut show. Now Ken Bortolazzo, and they're temporary shows, usually lasting around 6 months. But in the future, the Arts Commission is putting out a call for entries, and we're going to do an RFP requesting artists to submit their ideas for the sculpture garden. And so we're hoping to have 2 new shows in the future showing regional artists in this downtown cultural arts location. There has been a lot of good public response. I think people like that it really animates the space, and they like being able to see art downtown. A lot of times we have to go inside a gallery or a museum, but art that's outside is very egalitarian. Everyone gets to see it and enjoy it.
I think it is important. I think it adds a cultural and social aspect to people's lives.
A great time to check out Jardín de las Granadas is the first Thursday of each month during the popular First Thursday events. We all expect to have high-quality drinking water every time we turn on a faucet. But have you ever wondered how you do quality control on water? City TV's Nina Sang shows us how.
For a city with so many important milestones, 1803 was particularly significant for Santa Barbara. That year, Spanish Franciscans directed Chumash laborers to build an aqueduct system near the mission. In those days, water quality control amounted to diverting storm flow to wash silt out of the system. Since then, the city has made great strides to improve water quality. In 1964, the Cater Water Treatment Plant was built to treat water from the city's primary water sources, Lake Cachuma and Gibraltar Reservoir. In 2003, Cater underwent a major improvement project to bring the facilities up to date, and it has undergone smaller upgrades since to meet changing requirements. The next upgrade in the works is the Advanced Treatment Project. This project will add ozonation capability, a sludge dewatering facility, as well as many other upgrades. Drinking water is continually monitored by Cater staff and laboratory analysts to ensure that it meets all state and federal water quality standards.
Well, I think drinking water is our most important natural resource, and we take it very seriously. We test many components of drinking water all the way from its source out to the tap.
The city is required to abide by standards set by the Environmental Protection Agency and the state. These rules are becoming more stringent and are constantly being updated.
There's so many different kinds of standards. I mean, there's different individual rules that test for different contaminants. And so if they add something, it adds an extra testing regime that has to happen from our lab people or the treatment staff.
There are two types of standards. Primary standards are health-related, while secondary standards are related to aesthetics.
As a laboratory analyst, we look for elements, chemical and biological, in the water that not only affect human health down the road, but are aesthetically related to drinking water.
Color, taste, and odor all characterize the aesthetic quality of water. Santa Barbara's drinking water has its own unique taste, mainly because of its hardness. Hardness refers to the amount of minerals in the water, and Santa Barbara has some of the hardest water in the country.
It's a natural component of our drinking water, and it comes from the fact that the watershed is surrounded by rock, and really it's dissolved rock and minerals, and it's actually healthy.
After Cater, water travels throughout the city's distribution system, where it is monitored and tested again to ensure safety and quality. And have you ever wondered what these green canisters are? They're the city's distribution system water stations. These water stations give laboratory analysts information about drinking water in the neighborhood to make sure that water is safe to drink and comply with state and federal regulations. Drinking water samples are collected weekly from 36 of these stations located around the city. While out in the field, analysts do physical tests like checking pH levels and temperature.
We check to make sure that there's enough disinfectant, chlorine, in the water, make sure it's doing its job.
Water samples are collected from these stations for bacteriological testing done back at the lab. If complaints are received from water customers, analysts first try to troubleshoot the problem over the phone. If the problem persists, the lab will dispatch an analyst to collect samples in and out of the home.
We'll collect those samples, we'll bring them back in, and we'll do our testing, and we'll compare the inside versus the outside samples. And hopefully we'll come to a satisfactory conclusion for the residents concerned about drinking water.
Localized testing plays an important role in the city's water distribution system. Because of it, residents can be assured that they are drinking clean, quality water every time they turn on the tap.
I want people to know that we take the drinking water quality very seriously in the city, and that we do a lot of work to ensure that it remains safe.
For more information, contact the Water Quality Hotline at 568-1008 or visit santabarbaraca.gov/water. Did you know that every 10 years the U.S. Census counts every person in the United States? Well, it's 2010, and that means it's census time.
On April 1st, 2010, our nation will be counted. Every person, whoever they are, wherever they live. And what we learn will transform what we know about ourselves. The 2010 census, it's a new portrait of America. The 2010 census is an exciting milestone for America. It promises to deliver accurate information about our diverse and growing population. And it's important for the future of every community. Census data will be used to allocate over $300 billion in federal funds every year.
The 2010 census will be important to the nation because it is the foundation of our democracy.
The census, no matter when it is the consummate partnership between local, state, and federal government.
Communities use the data to plan for their future, like disaster and emergency services, healthcare services, schools, transportation, libraries, senior centers, and more. The 2010 census builds on the success of previous censuses and is the best planned and most well-researched census ever. And innovations, like a new short census form, will help to make it even more successful. The 2010 census, it's easy to complete. Data are always confidential and safeguarded. It's important.
This census is a commitment to the American way of life. To be counted as a resident of the United States, I think, is one of the proudest things that can happen to you in this country. It's important. Stand up for yourself, be counted, let people know you're out there.
The 2010 census. It's a new portrait of America.
Your participation in the census is critical for our city. If you'd like more information about it, visit 2010census.gov. Now, let's take a walk down the red carpet with Channel 18's Becky Oxborough and celebrate the Santa Barbara International Film Festival's 25th anniversary.
Santa Barbara's connection with film began 100 years ago when the Flying A Studios set up shop in town. It would later become one of the largest silent film production companies in the world. 75 years later, the first Santa Barbara International Film Festival took place to celebrate our city's passion for the art form. Today, after 25 years, the passion has only grown stronger.
To be here for the anniversary of the festivals is pretty extraordinary, and that's what you're asking, right? I mean, I was here in 2007 for the first time presenting before us, and I didn't realize how focused the festival was on filmmaking, because a lot of times they aren't. And I got married right down the street, so obviously I have a love for Santa Barbara.
This is such a great festival. It's grown over the years, and the fact that it's gotten to 25 years is significant, but the fact that it's become such a big deal, not just here in Santa Barbara, but I think in the whole Academy Awards season. They get all the nominees down here. Everybody, it's a must, visit kind of place during award season.
It's great. I mean, it really shows you how far the festival's come. It takes time for festivals to really get, kind of worldwide recognition and to be able to attract, world-class filmmakers. And you can see this year, the number of, Academy Award nominees and so on, a lot of really interesting independent filmmakers.
The festival is a gala for a wide variety of films, filmmakers, and celebrities, attracting people from all over the world, even the latest Academy Award nominees. This year, the festival highlighted top-grossing film director James Cameron, honoring him with the Modern Master Award for his film Avatar.
Well, look, I mean, first and foremost, it's a piece of entertainment, but I think entertainment can be defined more broadly in the sense that what people are coming out of Avatar with is a strong sense of connection to that place and those characters and an emotional reaction. A lot of people are crying. So, I think entertainment is defined as something that impacts you, has an impact on your mind and your heart, and that's what I want Avatar to do.
The festival also serves as a springboard for up-and-coming filmmakers, giving them a venue to show their work and get recognized by the award-winning directors they aspire to be.
It definitely it gets you excited. You want to get out there and try to get as many people to see your stuff as you can to maybe get some kind of buzz. So maybe, one of these very, very successful local filmmakers will hear about you when, the rest of the year it might be a little harder to get the attention of some of these people.
I think Santa Barbara is an important festival, especially since it's also close to LA, which is sort of the center of movie making. So not only are a lot of movie makers live up here in Santa Barbara, but there are a lot in LA. So I think it's a great synergy between LA and Santa Barbara. And Santa Barbara is only an hour and a half away, so it's a great opportunity to come up and meet people, and I'm really glad to be here.
Compared to larger festivals like Sundance and Cannes, Santa Barbara's festival gets worldwide recognition while maintaining a local community feel. In fact, the festival goes out of their way to entice local filmmakers to submit their work.
As a local, you don't have to pay a fee to get into the festival. It doesn't mean you're automatically in, but it definitely helps, because you're working with a budget on your film anyway, so you don't you don't always have a ton of money, and they like to help you out by, you know, they waive the fee, and they have a locals category. So if, for instance, if I made a feature and it didn't get in on its own as just as an independent feature, there's also a local category that I can be put in.
Another popular aspect of the festival is its connection of filmmaker and film goer. After first screenings, the audience is given the opportunity to ask the director questions to learn about their motivations, the process, and get exclusive behind-the-scenes information.
You know, when you make a film, you never know what the reaction is going to be, and it's really a great opportunity to have a question and answer after the film to see what kinds of things this film stirs up in people.
While trade talk and camaraderie amongst filmmakers and festival goers is not at all uncommon, it also provides a way for all artists, even professionals, to share ideas and learn new and creative techniques by seeing what other artists are doing.
If there's new techniques in the film, all the other directors pay attention and they say, I can use that or I can use this, but they're all gonna put it to work through the lens of how they see the world and how they see their art. You know, so yeah, it'll have an impact, just like all the films before had an impact on me when I was making Avatar.
One of the newest trends in cinema today is the resurgence of 3D, now viewable in many theaters around the world. The festival provides a venue for filmmakers to explore these ideas and talk to the very people who developed them.
This is a very, very dynamic time for 3D. This is a fundamental shift in the industry, and for me it's very similar to what happened in 1920s Hollywood when people were learning how to cut and pan and learn how to tell a story with new film technology at that time. And now we have great immersive 3D technology which can allow you to take the bar even further and really learn the craft. And that's what Jim Cameron has done over the last 10 years, is he's learned the craft of 3D filmmaking.
I approach the 3D as something that adds value to what is already a good movie. I'm not going to abandon all the things I do as a filmmaker to do, you know, the lighting, the cinematography, the performances, the writing, all the things that go into a movie. So the 3D to me is a little bit like digital sound. It gives you a better, more enveloping, more immersive experience of the film, but it doesn't redefine what the movie is.
With records constantly being broken and new technologies being developed each year, what's next in the world of filmmaking?
Oh, I don't know, you know, just have to stay tuned. I mean, I don't think it's a healthy goal to, you know, consciously try to break a record or consciously try to top yourself. For me, it's all about just challenging myself and doing something that, to me, is fun and interesting. That's what Avatar was.
With such a long history with the industry, it's no surprise that Santa Barbara has a passion for film. But the true value of the Santa Barbara International Film Festival lies in the fact that it's not simply a place for Hollywood celebrities and blockbuster hits. It's also a place for local and international filmmakers to share their work and the spotlight, if not the red carpet.
For more information about the festival, visit their website at sbiff.org. Well, that does it for this month's episode of Inside Santa Barbara. If you have any questions or comments about the show, give us a call at City TV 564-5311. You can also watch the show online at citytv18.com. I'm your host, Dominique Blocker. Remember to get involved inside Santa Barbara.